Have you ever wanted to build your own home using the VA loan but don't know how to get started? Well, then watch this video because I'm going to share with you a step-by-step guide to building the house of your dreams and using your VA loan to do it. What's going on, motivators? My name is Justin Chermak. I'm your VA loan advisor, and I'm here to help you learn everything there is to know about the VA loan. So if you want the full sit rep on VA loans, make sure you subscribe to my page. And oh, did I mention I'm also licensed from New York to Cali, and I'm the one who can help you actually do your VA loan for you? Reach out if you have any questions. All right, so let's go right into it. I want to explain to you the steps you're going to need to take if you want to build a house using your VA loan. Now, this is a very complex process, and I'm going to try and explain it as easily as I possibly can in this video, but just know this doesn't cover everything. For everything you're going to need to know, you're going to need to make sure that you reach out to me or contact me so I can walk you through each and every single step. But this will serve as a really great basis and give you a solid foundation for understanding everything that's going to come up with using your VA loan to build a house. So let's jump right into it. Now, the first couple steps are pretty easy. Step number one is the eligibility check. Now, first and foremost, you have to be VA eligible. You have to have a certificate of eligibility. Now, I can help you with that. I can order a certificate of eligibility for you. It's a really easy process to do, but that's step one, is making sure that the VA says you have enough time and grade, time and service to actually use your VA loan. Now, step number two is you have to find a VA approved lender. You can't just use anyone out there. You have to find a VA loan specialist. Now, I'm a VA loan specialist. I'm actually a veteran mortgage advisor. There's about 400 or 500 of us in the country wide, but you're going to want to make sure that you reach out to one of us so we can make sure we get the job done for you. Now, I'm licensed in a bunch of states. I can actually do it personally for you. And if I'm not licensed in your state, I can connect you with one of the other 400 or 500 guys or gals, in my network to help you get the job done. And step number three is once you find that lender, you need to get pre-approved. So you need to go about the process of getting pre-approved. I have a ton of videos where I comment all about that. I talk all about the pre-approval process, but that's not what this video is about. So I'm going to move on to the more complex stuff now. Step number four is you need to find a VA approved builder or have that builder be VA approved. Now, the process for that is kind of complex. You have to be able to research the builders. They have to be able to show you that they are VA approved. If they're not, we might be able to get them VA approved, but there's a whole list of checkboxes that they have to adhere to in order to become a VA approved builder. Now, some of those checkboxes include us looking through their past portfolio, checking their references, making sure that they're licensed, making sure that they're insured, making sure that they have reserves and asset requirements that the VA is going to need. So it's a pretty extensive process to make sure a builder is VA approved. Now, once we find that VA builder, we're going to have to discuss the plans with them. They're going to have to agree to adhere to the VA's plans, the VA's requirements, what the VA is going to be expecting of them. There's going to be a whole separate package that goes out to them that they're going to have to sign, a whole bunch of documents that they're going to have to provide us. So it's a pretty extensive process, but once we get past that point, then we can enter into a bit of contract negotiation. So the contract negotiation has to do a lot with the time and materials, the labor costs, and the timelines for getting everything done. So we need to see a full cost of their goods, a full cost of their services. We need to give them a full timeline that they're going to adhere to, or they need to give us a reasonable and expected timeline for getting this work done, because we can't just have them saying we're going to make this house in 6 months and 18 months later we are still homeless without a house. And they can't tell us it's going to cost $120,000 to build a house, but all of a sudden now it's $240,000 to build a house. So there's a lot of moving parts that the builders have to adhere to with all of that and getting that contract negotiated properly. But once we get through that, we can move on to step 5, which is submitting the plans and the specifications for your particular property. So that's going to involve gathering some of the documentation, gathering up some of the architectural plans, some of the engineer's reports, the blueprints and the specifications for your house. We're going to have to ensure that all of these things meet the VA's compliance standards. We're also going to have to ensure that the builder meets the compliance standards with the actual buildings themselves that they're making. Now, once those plans are completed, we can move on to step 6, which is submitting all of that to the VA lender. Notice how I said VA lender and not just any lender? Yes, you need to make sure you're using a VA lender. And please please, for the love of God, use a veteran mortgage advisor, someone who knows what they're doing. I cannot understate how much documentation is involved with this entire process and how confusing, complex, and chaotic it can be. If you do not use a VA lender, you're going to be up shit's creek without a paddle, and I can't help you. But I can help you, so make sure you use me or someone in my network who can do the same job that I do for you. Because here's where it comes in really crucial. All of that documentation I just mentioned to you that I can't even remember because it's so much, the VA lender has to review all of it to make sure that it's going to fly, that it is kosher, that it is compliant with the VA, that we can get the approval for you. This entire review process can take as long as 3 days with a lender and their underwriter to make sure that we get everything in check. And this is one of the most crucial steps. I cannot overstate the importance of step 6. Work with the VA lender to make sure that everything is submitted properly. A stitch in time saves 9. Now, once we get done with that, we have step 7, which is the VA appraisal process. Now, the appraisal process I cover in an entire other video that I do. You can learn everything there is to know about the VA appraisal. So that's not what this video is about. The VA appraisal process is very similar for a new construction versus an existing home that you're buying. It's very similar. You're not going to have to worry too much about it. You might have to do it twice because you might have a final inspection involved just a couple days before you close on the property. But other than that, it's really cut and dry, straightforward. There's not too much you need to know about the VA appraisal process. And if you've made it this far, chances are you've made it past some of the most hard points already. Now, the appraisal process was step 7. Step number 8 is making sure that the actual house is completed. Yeah, I know. Sounds simple, right? But step number 8 is making sure that the actual house is built according to those plans, those blueprints, those architectural plans, that the cost of goods and the cost of services are accurate. Everything lines up. All of the T's have to be crossed and the I's have to be dotted. And this is step 8, making sure once you have the actual house built right there, that is up to the exact specifications as it was outlined in that initial contract negotiation we went through in the previous steps. And step number 9 after that is the final loan approval and closing. Now, this is really simple. You're just going to have to make sure that you follow the standard procedures of going through the closing. And it's pretty much the same thing as any other VA loan transaction. Once you get this far, you're in the home stretch, you're in the clear, and congratulations, you just closed on the dream home that you built, or maybe a builder built, but you get what I mean. And you were able to use your VA loan to do it. Congratulations. Now, this video was just a brief highlight of everything that's involved with doing a VA new build construction. I didn't even get to just skim the surface on the complexities involved with it. And I cannot overstate again how important it is to make sure that you have that one crucial piece in place, the VA approved lender. Now, again, shameless self-promotion, I am a veteran mortgage advisor, and this is all I do is teach you all about your VA loan, but I'm also licensed to help do your VA loan for you. So if you need any help with this, if you found any of this information helpful, make sure you reach out to me. I'll help you walk through the process of your VA loan. If I'm not licensed in the state in which you reside, I will find someone within my VMA network to help you get the job done. And if you found any of this content helpful, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my page. I'm Justin Chermak, a vet myself, VA loan advisor. All I do is teach you all about using your VA loan. And if you have any suggestions for content or any videos you might like to see, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. Let me know that you're out there listening by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my page. Motivator out.